Who could forget the recent heart-stopping NCAA championship game, Purdue versus UConn, a match that was nothing short of a thriller? The pre-game predictions and expectations were high. Purdue, the underdog, was facing off against UConn, who had been on a historic run. Both teams had dominated the tournament, showcasing their skills and fervor for the game. Purdue's key players, Zach Edey, Braden Smith, and Mason Gillis, were ready to put up a fight, their eyes set on the championship. On the other hand, UConn boasted a balanced scoring lineup, making them a formidable opponent. The journey of both teams to the championship had been a roller coaster filled with nail-biting moments and spectacular plays. Purdue's three-point shooting gave them an edge, but they needed a flawless performance to secure a victory. Would they rise to the occasion, or would UConn's dominance prevail? The stakes were high, the crowd was wild, and the stage was set for a showdown of epic proportions. Purdue, the underdog, stepped onto the court with a determination that was palpable. The Boilermakers, not ones to be underestimated, had something up their sleeves that had led them this far: their three-point shooting. It was this edge that was to be their secret weapon against the UConn's balanced scoring lineup. Throughout the tournament, Purdue had shown a tenacity that was truly commendable. Key players like Zach Edey, Braden Smith, and Mason Gillis had dominated the court, making the path to this championship title game a journey of grit and determination. Yet they knew that to triumph over UConn, a team with a historic run, they needed more than just tenacity. They needed a flawless performance, a game where every pass, every shot, every defensive move was executed with perfection. But Purdue was no stranger to challenges. They had faced them head-on throughout the tournament and emerged stronger, ready to take on the ultimate test. The Boilermakers were ready to defy the odds and make history. On the other side, UConn, the favorites, were armed with a historic run and a reputation to uphold. The Huskies, with a regular season record of 28 wins and 3 losses, were a force to be reckoned with. They'd swept through the tournament with the grace and power of a storm, leaving their opponents in the dust. Their dominance was not only seen on the court, but also echoed in the betting world. They were the darling of bettors, with many placing their faith and their wallets on the Huskies. With a balanced scoring lineup, they were not reliant on one star player, but a constellation of talent. Each player had the ability to step up and make a difference, making UConn a formidable opponent for any team. This was not a team that simply aimed to win, they aimed to dominate, to leave no doubt about their superiority. In the face of Purdue's strong three-point shooting, the Huskies were not fazed. They had faced challenges before and come out on top. They were a team that thrived under pressure, that rose to the occasion. The Huskies were not about to let an underdog steal their thunder. As the whistle blew, the game that would go down in history started. The energy was palpable, the tension high as Purdue, the underdog, faced off against the formidable UConn. A game that was predicted to be a close call, with UConn favored by 6.5 points, but as we know, in basketball, anything can happen. The game started with a bang, Purdue's Zach Edey and Braden Smith making their presence known with their three-point shooting. On the other side, UConn's balanced scoring lineup was not to be underestimated, showcasing an impressive display of teamwork and skill. It was a back-and-forth battle, a game of cat and mouse, as each team tried to outdo the other. As the clock ticked on, the unexpected happened. Purdue began to take the lead, their flawless performance surprising everyone, including themselves, perhaps. Every shot, every pass, every decision was crucial. The audience was on the edge of their seats, the atmosphere electric with anticipation. The final quarter was a nail-biter. Purdue maintained their lead, but UConn was not going down without a fight. The game took a series of unexpected turns, with UConn closing the gap and Purdue desperately trying to hold on to their lead. It was a classic basketball showdown, the kind that keeps you guessing until the final buzzer. The predictions had been close, but not quite accurate. The final score, Purdue 95, UConn 91. The underdog had triumphed, proving that in basketball, the only prediction that matters is the one made on the court. In the end, it was a game of skill, strategy, and a little bit of luck. But isn't that what makes basketball the heart-racing spectacle we all love?